It's time to stop putting things off. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, a podcast about life, looking at life from a new perspective to gain wisdom and understanding in hopes to know yourself more. We have to start looking at ourselves like an energy source and paying attention to what is consuming our valuable, precious energy. We really do have a limited amount of energy, and each of us have different levels that we have available. Some people can go. They can go on a few hours of sleep. They seem to have this enormous amount of energy reserves. And then there's some of us that require 8 to 9 hours of sleep and have a limited amount. First thing, it's important to know how much energy do you have at your disposal? And then the second thing is, how can we use our energy in ways that really matter and mean something? There are times in our life where we just have tasks that we need to do. And if you're like me, you put them off because they're just not fun. Either you need to make calls, you need to change policies, you need to change the framework of something, and it takes time. It takes effort, and it just isn't fun. And we put those things off. But in the back of our head, we have this loop of, I really need to do that. I really need to get that done. I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. Once we do it, once we take care of it, we can cross it off of the list, and it is no longer in this cycle, this loop cycle in our brain. Because that is just consuming and using our precious energy. And whatever it is, whatever this constant loop in your head of the story that you tell, whether it's the things you need to do, whether it's the things you need to stop doing, whether it's the friend that irritates you, that you don't really want to maintain a relationship, whatever it is, whatever that loop cycle is, do the thing. Say the thing. Mark it off of your list. It feels so good when those things are taken care of and that you no longer have this list in your head. And I had that with one of my policies that I needed to call on. And I've been meaning to do it for months. But it's not fun. It's hard to get somebody on the phone, an actual person that can help you, and you're transferred 5 times. If you do try to use the automated system, it never quite understands what you need or what you want. And there's 5 different options that never apply to why you're calling. I get it. It's frustrating. But we need to start just taking care of the things in our life and stop putting things off until tomorrow. Stop pushing out things for another day. It feels so good, and it frees up so much of your energy, so much of your creativity that can be directed to something that you really want to do. And I don't think we realize at times how much of our valuable, precious energy gets consumed by things that really don't matter, that aren't really important. And we just need to do them or say them and move on. I don't really like resolutions, and I've said that. I don't really like it. I think we just need to do what we need to do, and when we become aware of it, we need to just do better, because it is one way that we take care of ourselves and nurture ourselves, when we just do the things that need to be done. This, however, is one of my action items for 2025. When I think about it, if I don't have time to do it in the moment, then I need to put it on the list, and I need to take care of it and and designate a day and a time to do the things on the list. It feels so satisfying when those items are taken care of. That is an action item for me this year, to stop putting things off, to stop waiting until tomorrow. What are the things that you put off doing? Is it the paperwork, the mail that you get? Is it having the conversations with your friends? Is it having a conversation with your partner? Where are those uncomfortable areas for you? And how can you make one small little change so you get more time back, so you can get more energy back? Another item that I need to add to my action list is taking care of the junk mail, or the mail that I get when I get it, instead of putting it in a pile and going through it at a later date. I swear this is a genetic glitch that all of us have in my family, because it's a pretty constant theme of having a pile of mail and paper somewhere that I'm constantly going through. And every time I see it, I think, man, I just need to take care of that. I just need to sit down and do it. I just need to file all of those papers away. The amount of time and energy that's devoted to that, instead of just taking the 5 minutes when I get it to do it and be done and move on. Move on to something that means something that really matters. It sounds like such a small, insignificant step, but it adds up over time. And when I have a limited amount of energy available, I have to be consciously aware of where my precious energy is going. Right now, I'm just focusing on hour by hour. We have a new year. We have a new clean slate in front of us. And I plan on making the most of the year ahead. Thank you for listening to this podcast of Tracy Talks. Please like and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. And until next time, we meet again.